Hello, this is WildKarrde, and in this episode of Automation Gaming, I'm going to go for a little bit of a different kind of performance. I always do max speed, max acceleration, max handling, that sort of thing. In this video, I want to do max miles per gallon. I haven't tried this before, but I want to get 100 miles per gallon at least. I've already built an engine, and I have a platform that should work great for this. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a go. This car, as you can see, originally was built for performance. It gets 147.9 miles an hour and gets from 0 to 62 in 4.4 seconds. That's pretty darn quick. But the economy is not great, 15.1 miles per gallon. I am going to take this car, create a new trim level, and see if I can work on those fuel mileage numbers a bit. I would have liked to have removed these spoilers and stuff, but for some reason that isn't available in the game right now. So I'm just going to have to try to work with that. And we're going to go with rear-wheel drive. All-wheel drive will lower that fuel mileage, and that is not the purpose of this. I've already built an engine. I think it should do pretty good, but we'll see what happens. This is a 1.6 liter inline 4 using the lightest materials possible with a dual overhead cam and 5 valves. I didn't do, I'm going to just go back to this, I didn't do VBL because I don't care about performance in this engine. I want the car to be reasonably drivable, but I don't need max performance, so I didn't bother with that. Don't need much of a crank. I did use the titanium beam for the Conrads, primarily because it's lighter, and it helped a lot with the fuel mileage. And of course the low friction cast here for the piston is the best thing to do for fuel efficiency. Everything on this engine is plus 15 quality. Trying to max out a stat, your best chance is to pump the quality up. I did leave the year in 2015. I could have gotten a little bit more performance out of it that way, but hopefully I don't need that. So as you can see, I have a high compression, which helps a lot with the economy. If I turn this down, the economy goes down as well. It's not the best way to get better economy, but when you already have the fuel mixture down to 0, you got to do everything you can to get that fuel economy. Cam profile all the way down. If I go further, well, not all the way down, down to 20. If I go further down, it hurts my economy. And if I go further up, it hurts my economy. So it's right at the sweet spot right there. Naturally aspirated, no turbocharger, and top of the line stuff here, except for right here, airflow. I didn't need a lot of airflow. As you can see, it doesn't help my economy at all and actually hurts my performance. Now this might seem a bit weird. Why do I have a race intake on an economy engine? Well, because that's the best economy I can get. Standard is 2.82 or 0.282. Performance is 0.279 and race is 0.273. So the race intake is actually the best economy that I can get for my intake. That does hurt the reliability, but as you can see, my reliability is pretty high anyway, so I didn't worry about that. The biggest downfall of this engine is it requires a lot of octane to run good. That's primarily because the fuel mixture is all the way down. I could make an amazing economy engine that would run on premium 95, but it might not hit 100 miles per gallon. I mean, how many cars hit 100 miles per gallon? That's what I'm shooting for here, so I need to do the highest quality of everything that I can. The best way to create better fuel economy, as you can see with the lower fuel mixture equals much better economy. This is it. you can't get more economy through any other setting than putting this down, other than displacement to a degree. Stroke, as you can see, this is a stroker engine. It has much higher stroke than it does bore. That's because bore creates more horsepower generally. Stroke creates better fuel economy. Stroke also makes the engine rev less high, which is not really too much of a negative in this situation, but stroke does increase horsepower. It's just that it reduces your maximum RPMs, so you don't get as much horsepower from the RPM. This game is all about trade-offs, just like real life. You can't just boost the bore all the way up, boost the stroke all the way up, and think that's going to work. You gotta decide what you're looking for in your modifications. As you can see, my RPM limit it's not crazy low, but it's certainly not a performance RPM. And I'm sure you've probably noticed by now that my muffler is hurting up here. There's a reason for that. I am going for fuel economy. You'll see over here my current fuel economy is 0.273. If I increase the exhaust diameter, then I increase my performance index, I get a better fuel octane over here. My reliability doesn't really go up any, but you can see that the muffler turns green. But this is the key. The economy goes down. And that is not acceptable. So the airflow is going to have to be restricted a bit here. I also have high flow catalytic converters and reverse flow mufflers to make the car as nice to the environment as it is to your wallet for fuel. So here's the engine running. As you can see, it gets power pretty much right away. Some of the engines I've built recently, they have a really slow ramp up. This engine, it just gets there. Great torque right from the start, and the horsepower builds quite quickly. So now, I need to do what I can to get the best fuel economy out of this. I'm going to go with a manual 5-speed. 103 miles per hour is the theoretical top speed. I'm not going to mess with that yet, because when I go over here to the cooling and turn that way off, it'll probably give me a better top speed. And we want to keep with the lightest stuff possible for fuel economy. Pounds cost fuel. And this is not a very powerful car, so we don't really need a lot of braking power. Actually, 200 works for this. And we'll say 160 for that. Probably modify it a bit later. Now here, I could go with none, but I think a fully clad under tray, even though it'll add force, will reduce the resistance to air, and that will help fuel economy as well. This cooling flap can also help. Do not need active wing, do not need any downforce whatsoever. This car is slow, 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 slow. Only requires 70 kilojoules of cooling, so I can drop this way down. Normally, I would put a lot of airflow on the brakes, but since we're going for fuel economy here, and since the car is slow anyway, I don't think we have to worry about that too much. It's going to be a two-seater with basic interior because that's the lightest possible. low quality because that's the lightest possible. I'll leave this here for now. I might work on that a little bit. Safety, none. Sorry. You'll get great fuel economy, just don't get in an accident. And I'm going to go for the lowest weight here, which seems to be one of these two. And I'm going to go for a better drivability versus sportiness. Twin tube, lightest possible. Sway bars. Go with passive. And comfort. So, I'm up to 83.6 miles per gallon. That's quite a gap to cover. So, let's see what we can do about that. Top speed is 86. But I can now boost this up quite a bit. And hope... Oh, that's giving me great fuel mileage. Oh wow, that was easier than I thought it would be. So there's 100, but that was so easy. I think I should... Let's see what more I can get. I'm kind of feeling 120 now. I wonder if I can hit that. Differential, everything here. Oh no, let's just see. Gives me much better acceleration. I'm gonna stick with this. Doesn't help with my fuel economy, but it gives me better acceleration, better drivability, and sportiness. Nobody cares at this point, but it's there. Maybe I can get a little bit better spacing on my gears now. And that does not seem to be true. So back here to the tires. Tires don't seem to matter too much for fuel economy, so go ahead and make the car a little bit more drivable. This should help. $112.5 right now. $112.6. Yeah, that actually doesn't help. Let's see what 15s do. Same thing. 14 is the sweet spot here. Thinner tires help. Well, only to a 13.1. 14.2, 14.7. Let's move them out as far as I can to help with handling. Still got a decent 0 to 62. That's drivable. Not going to have too many problems merging into traffic and whatnot. And drop some weight here. Got me up to 114.8. Could use a bit more drivability. I doubt that helped. Yeah, it didn't help the fuel economy. Didn't think it would. this could help the fuel economy. 115.1, 0.3 miles per gallon better, at the cost of safety. But who cares about that? When you got a goal to hit, safety doesn't matter. Ah, so I was right about the fully clad. That does help with fuel economy. I doubt this would help. Nope. I think this probably doesn't matter. Yeah, since there's no downforce. Well, it does help my drivability. Ooh, that killed me there. So I do have a lot of rear downforce available, just no front. Active wing does not help. Let's see if the cooling flaps helped. Yes, they did. So that didn't help much, but a little bit of brake airflow. That doesn't do anything for me. And actually it seems it's better to have the quality up on this. Doesn't help in the fuel economy, but if you can have better safety and reliability, you might as well. Let's see if maybe a lower, nope, well, hold on a second here. 115.1. Yeah, that's not really helping with my economy at all. I don't think there's much I can do in the suspension here to fix that. Drum brakes are lighter. So 115.1, 115.4. Still decent drivability, even though the brakes are now utter crap. Helping a little bit. All right, 115.8. Those wheels look. Oh, those wheels are terrible. Wow, that's awful. Looks like the gears are going to be the best way for me to get my extra 4.2 miles per gallon. Now this weighs more. Oof. Yeah, I'm not feeling that. Might be able to go with 4 ratios. It doesn't really help. Oh, that's interesting. Automatic gets better fuel mileage? Well, this is 2015, so that makes sense. I guess it was a while ago that automatics did not get better fuel mileage. Let's see what quality does here. Oh, there we go. 0.7 to go. I got everything I can on that. I could reduce cooling, which would reduce reliability, but that might be just what I need. Or not. Let's see what this does. That does not help. I think yeah, that doesn't help. What about this? That doesn't help. .7 gallons to go. That didn't help. I guess maybe I can get a little bit more out of the engine. Hmm, 2.72. It's a little better. I don't think that's enough. Ouch. Hmm, 0.3 to go. If I can lower the weight in the engine any more, I just might pull it off. This He's much lighter. That might do it. Oh, yes! 120.1 miles per gallon. That is awesome. So there you have it. One of the most fuel-efficient cars in the game. That is awesome. 99.2 miles per hour, or horsepower, rather. Probably, 112.9 miles per hour. That's pretty good. The acceleration is decent. The braking is awful, but such a light car. That's not too bad. Only 1,019 pounds. I kind of feel silly running it around the test track, but it's sort of a tradition, so here we go. Very, very slow start. 1 minute 35 seconds. That's a slow car. Let's see what that compares to with Top Gear Test Track. Weird tire noise there. Does not sound very exciting. That engine is quiet. So, if this car were to actually go to the Top Gear Test Track and try to compete, it would be in the range of the Fiat 500 Abarth, the Mercedes-Benz E55 AMG in very wet conditions, the Alfa Romeo 147 GTA, and the Alfa Romeo Brera 2.2. So not really breathing too much of a rarefied air. I am kind of surprised that it would compete with the Abarth, but there you have it. Go over the detailed stats real quick. It's quite drivable, not very sporty, not very comfortable, but it's livable. Prestige is not that great, and the safety is mediocre, but the fuel mileage rocks. So, hope you enjoyed this episode of Automation Gaming, and see you next time.